You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, a superhero slanted pop cultured podcast about comics, movies, TV shows, and other nerd related things.
I hate the nerd related part.
What the heck was that?
It's a little something different.
We hit 200 and have just gone off the rails.
Yeah, who is that guy?
Was that like take one of that?
Yeah, I think it was. You gotta refresh.
We sent it back and said, do it over.
Yes. We don't like it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth.
We just had episode 200. We hope you enjoyed that clip show.
Yeah.
We're still coming down off the nostalgia for how hilarious that we are in the past. Hope we can reach those heights in the future.
We're so funny.
I want to do the whole show in the Pepita's voice.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Actually, it was he called him Pompitas.
Pompitas.
Yeah.
So the guy's name, the actual food is Pepitas.
Yeah.
But
Spicy.
Spicy Pepitas.
I like those.
But the character's name was Pompitos.
yes.
I like that
he
guy.
couldn't
That may be my favorite character ever.
Was he only on one? Was he only on one show?
Yeah.
Or did he come
Only
back?
once.
time.
One time. One hit wonder. Yeah. I think I called him Panchito.
That's how you make pepitas.
In a panchita. Preheat your panchitas and put in your pepitas.
I missed that show that she had or whatever. Is it over?
No, I think they're still.
I'm totally lost.
I mean, the seasons are really short. They had a second season.
Oh, I'll have to go back and find that. Anyway, what are we doing?
Woo!
We just really, full disclosure, we just a minute ago were like, hey, let's do an episode.
Yep.
We recorded the 200 and we're like, you know what? Let's just do an episode.
Because it was a clip show, honestly.
Right.
It didn't require a whole lot of work from us.
No.
So our vocal cords are strong. We're ready to go. So we're going to do another episode.
Well, we did spend an hour bitching about everybody. Off air.
Will that be available to Patreon?
Yeah. If you can sign up through Podbean and
Here's some of the family's dirty laundry.
You might get a lot of them signing up.
Do you want to hear what Seth really thinks of you? It's only $1.
we laugh, but it's true.
Oh, yeah.
All right, how about some movies?
Save Martha! Puny God.
I'm just a kid from Brooklyn. I'm Batman.
Kneel before Zod! On the roof!
Said it yourself, bitch. We're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
So what's it gonna be, huh? Long sullen silence? Or mean comment? Go on.
You got me in a box here.
So we just had our own Poobah Awards awarding all the best films from 2019, but some Academy did theirs as well. So we just had the lesser award show was just fairly recently, the Oscars.
Yeah.
You called that your Super Bowl.
I mean, people used to say that, you know, the Oscars was their Super Bowl or whatever. It's like, I'm that excited for it, you know. I was extra excited this year because I liked all the stuff.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Do you tune in? Do you give anything cares about the awards?
I normally do watch a little bit of it, but my live television is streamed through Hulu. Well, ABC doesn't live stream through Hulu. Right. Like I get ABC shows. Like I could have watched it the next day.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
At that point,
yeah. Like I'm not even that big into sports, but I'll watch the Super Bowl because I even tweeted it's like a reset on the year. Everybody's doing this. There's something comforting about knowing that 90% of the people are doing the same thing.
And it's so rare now.
Right.
We have so little things that people are all on the same page about. Yeah. So I wrote down not all the winners, but the big categories. 1917 came into the year, was the favorite from a lot of people.
Yeah, it was probably the favorite to win. Best Picture.
This is a World War I movie, best cinematography and best visual effects, which earned.
Yeah,
I assume.
Sorry. Yeah.
Best production design went to Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which to me was a no-brainer.
Right. Yeah.
The recreating the 60s Los Angeles, all the design of the movie poster, like no other movie that I can
far.
think of had that kind of design. Costume design was Little Women.
Yeah.
The period costumes, those are always favorites for the Oscars. Bombshell won for best makeup and hairstyling. So I guess if you can make someone look like Megyn Kelly, you just deserve an award, I guess.
Sure.
All right, sure. Best original score went to Joker.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's good.
A woman won that?
A lady.
It's
Joker.
a great score.
And she had a great speech.
Yeah,
Like,
she was
seemed
very
genuine.
she appreciated the award.
So the best original song went to Rocket Man, I'm Gonna Love Me Again.
Well, this was the first one that I was like, what? It was only because it was Elton John.
It seemed like an award just...
But there was not another song nominated that I really cared about either, so...
I rarely... We always get the Pixar... Whatever the Pixar song is...
Yeah.
Some, ballad, and then like an aging rock star trying to get their EGOT.
Right, yeah, that's usually what it is. I would have preferred to seen that Jessie Buckley song from Wild Rose in there that Mary Steenburgen wrote.
But then Eminem showed up for reasons.
Yeah, I voted for Lose Yourself.
I was... The crowd was into it. I was very confused.
I like those. I mean, they always do some montages. I like when they just celebrate movies. When they go back into the past, into all these great moments from other Oscars or other movies from years past, and they kind of did a few montages, and one of them was just music moments, and then they ended up really kind of dwelling on 8 Mile, where I was like, wait a minute.
Something's happening.
It was pretty cool.
Animation, the best short film, Hair Love.
What?
Hair Love.
Okay, I forget.
It was the African American girl with the wild hair.
Yeah.
I know I'd heard of that. That's the only one I'd even heard of before. I'm not sure what that was.
I didn't get to watch any of the shorts this year.
Best animated feature, Toy Story 4.
Sure.
Yep.
I think that category was kind of wide open.
Forky wins an Oscar.
That'll be the next one on Disney Plus. Best documentary feature went to American Factory, which I highly recommend on Netflix.
Yeah, it's good.
This is set in Dayton, Ohio, so it's local to our state, our economy at the moment. Really, really interesting, and not political. Like, it shows every side of the story, and it doesn't have an agenda. It's just kind of saying, here's what's happening.
Yeah.
Parasite took Best Original Screenplay and Best International Feature Film. So
and at this point, I was like...
It's kind of building...
I was like secretly thinking, I think they have it in them.
Yeah. And they were getting great... Like, the crowd was really into it. People really loved Bong Joon-ho's speeches when he was accepting. So, obviously, he was going to win Best International.
He kept trying to play it off like, hey, I'm ready to drink. Let's drink. Let's do it. By the time it was over, I was in love with his interpreter.
So, being nominated for Best Picture, you knew it was going to win International because it was obviously the best in that. So, that was the gimme. Yeah. Screenplay was a little bit more of a surprise. So, then you knew it had potential. Best Adapted Screenplay, our pal Taika Waititi for Jojo Rabbit.
Right. I was very excited for him. He obviously was caught off guard. My son was watching it with me because we had just watched Parasite. It was my second time, and he had never seen it, and he really loved it. So we were sitting there. He was watching it, rooting for Parasite, and then they did adapted screenplay, and he loved Jojo Rabbit also. And I was like, well, Nick, I'll tell you, Little Women was a great adapted from the book. I really like what she really did something with that screenplay, and he really did something with the book Jojo Rabbit or whatever. So they put themselves into it and did something. So either one of them won and would make me happy. And he definitely was kind of caught off guard that he won.
So there were a couple like Irishmen and even Little Women. Like, they weren't awarded quite as much as people thought they could have been.
Oh yeah, Irishman didn't win anything.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a couple other that were shut out, but I don't know if it's so surprising for some of these. All right, so the acting category is Best Supporting Actress, Laura Dern from Marriage Story.
Yeah.
Kind of the favorite going in. Mm-hmm. Best Supporting Actor, Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, also the favorite.
Another great speech.
Both worthy, both not huge surprises. Best Actress went to Renee Zellweger for Judy.
Totally incoherent when she came up to give her speech. I have no idea what she was talking about.
I know she'd won some other awards.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this movie except
did
it's
not
about Judy
see it.
Garland.
It's biopic, so I'm so sick of if it's a biopic, you're just gonna win.
Yeah, Hollywood loves. Oh, she acts pretty much like that character.
A
so she deserves
biopic
it.
ain't about Hollywood. What?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But it just seemed like a safe choice.
Obvious.
Best actor. It seemed like the favorite going in, but it still was a little shocking. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker.
So we have had 2 people win Oscars for playing the Joker.
And I saw people on Facebook or whatever, like, has that ever happened before? Like, I believe Vito Corleone. And I was like, we dropped that knowledge months ago.
Yeah.
Get with it. So, Vito Corleone for The Godfather and Joker, the only 2 characters that have brought home 2 Oscars.
Well, I got to
actors.
it's deserving. I think he is an amazing actor, and that I liked the movie. But he really did a great job,
and gave a speech that was I don't know if it was divisive or not, but it was just
my son was a little upset that he got milk shamed because he's a big fan of milk. He'll drink a gallon a day if you let him, and Joaquin came out hard against milk. So that woke up my crowd at my house.
But just basically asking for kindness,
think about
justice,
what you're doing,
goodwill toward men and women and cows. Then best director and best picture, Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. Took home the big prize.
He comes up there for the best director one and gives props to Marty Scorsese. The whole crowd gives him a standing ovation. Gave him some love because he didn't win anything for The Irishman, and just he was very reverent to movies, and it's just everybody wanted this movie in that room and in this room wanted that movie to win, and so I was just so happy for that whole cast.
There were several other choices that wouldn't have surprised me, but I was genuinely surprised because I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but it's generally considered the best movie, and the best movie doesn't always win the Oscar.
I think I saw a thing on Twitter when it was happening because earlier in the show I said when best editing came up, I said, Nick, I would say Ford Ferrari will win this, even should, because whenever you do a racing type movie, you got to do a lot to make the race coherent. There is some talent to editing that together, and I could totally see it win, and it did. Well, then it turns out that the stats on that are like, if you win best editing, like 2/3 of the time you win best picture. I did not know why or how, or that was a thing. And I was like, if Ford versus Ferrari wins best picture, we got a problem. and it did not, of course. Anyway, so
probably the logical successor to Green Book. It's just like Green Book, but driving faster.
Yes. I think that people were just like, some correction had to be made after Green Book won last year. So, because people did not like that winner.
But yeah, I feel like Parasite is the
logical choice.
Current, it's dealing with the issues of
we're trying
right
to
now.
fix things.
Yeah.
And so, very happy with that winner. I mean, never has a Korean movie won anything that I know of, and now that it's best picture. Subtitles.
Not everyone was a fan of that choice, but
no, I saw a lot
of crybabies. Yeah. Well,
that one guy, I don't know who he was on Twitter, complaining that he can't believe an American movie like 1917 didn't win.
Yeah,
it's like, sir.
I don't know if you're aware.
I saw a lot of how can you win for best foreign film and best picture? How dare they?
It's like, what do you think is happening? Anyway. Yeah, I guarantee you didn't watch the movie. Just watch the movie. It may not have been it wasn't even my favorite movie of the year, but it definitely, I was happy for it to win Best Picture.
But how dare they?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to know what Seth's favorite movie of the year was, the episode of Couple Back, Who Bought Awards, we went through every movie of last year, very in-depth. But I think 2020, there's already a front runner for the award season. Bad Boys for life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
These guys treated me. That movie opened on my 40th birthday. I was surprised with tickets. We went the next night to check it out. So we had a little outing to the theater to watch Marcus Burnett and Mike Lowry. Bad Boys for
Mike
life.
Lowry.
Mike, I'm putting you on a new team. You're working with Ammo now.
Cap, Ammo is a high school musical boy band with guns.
You look great, Grandpa.
So you're that guy.
There's always one.
Right up till there's not.
That's what I like. Teamwork.
I'm the definition of half man, half drugs, master clubs, bad boy, that's
Marcus, somebody's trying to kill me.
Who wants to kill you?
I don't trust a person that don't want to kill him. Hell, put my name up there. Thanks a lot. We got it, Marcus. We appreciate it. But family is the only thing that matters. So I'm not letting you go on a suicide mission alone. One last time. One last time.
I liked it. It
I
was
didn't.
fun.
Yeah,
It was fine.
I liked it.
I did not love it, but it was.
No, but it was right in line with Bad Boys,
it's fine.
that franchise.
It was what I wanted from a Bad Boys movie.
It was,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
Right.
it definitely had its moments. There were things I liked about
I
it.
honestly didn't really think about how long it had been since
17 years.
since they made Bad
gosh.
Boys 2, and I was like, oh, well, wait a minute. I guess they are like a lot older now.
Yeah.
And it was huge box office. It's still making money every weekend.
There will be another one.
Yeah.
They definitely set it up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that was one of the first, dare I say, action movies I have probably just went and seen in years.
Right, yeah.
Years and years.
Yeah.
Because
you don't go out. It's tough to get Cliff to the theater.
That's true.
It is a very, very specific movie he will go see. Yeah.
Now that you have Disney Plus, you never have to leave the house.
Exactly. So,
yeah,
but I did. I liked it. I thought, everything, it hit all the marks I guess I needed it to. So, and we didn't.
And it tickled that lady beside us.
Wow, she loved that movie. Yeah, she was digging it.
Laughs at every line. Of
Nothing.
dialogue.
If Martin Lawrence opened his mouth, it was hilarious. I was like, he's having like an emotional moment. She's like, whatever. I was glad she had a good time.
Yeah, that's why I sat on the other end of the aisle. So yeah, Jared and I were down on the other end.
Yeah,
and
that's fine. I really don't care if somebody's enjoying the movie. Go live it up.
But yeah, I mean, I was a little surprised there weren't more people in the theater that night. I was after
I don't usually
night,
go on a Saturday night, so
right?
I expected.
I thought a big crowd.
Yeah,
but nope, not in Marietta.
But I definitely appreciate the gift of the ticket.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Sure. And we went and saw something else. Just this past week it came out. I don't remember the title of it anymore.
Well, they've changed it so many times.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
And now it's called Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. But same movie.
So, didn't make a ton of money.
Yeah.
Comparatively to other superhero films. It was lower budget than most other superhero films, but it's still...
Expectations were higher.
It's being painted as a disappointment.
Yeah. That's why I showed him there was articles. Ford v. Ferrari, the same papers, Deadline, and I forget what the other one was, Hollywood Reporter or something, I don't know. They put out articles just raving or saying how, Ford v. Ferrari made $31 million and like it did great and
this
then
movie does
this
the
made
same.
33 and they were like disappointing box office for them. They both had similar budgets and made similar amounts, and one's a hit and one isn't. I don't know.
It just is this expectation is too high. So if a superhero movie doesn't make $1 billion, it's
right.
Yeah.
And they're going to make a ton of money off of merch,
Yeah.
I'm sure if you walk in a Hot Topic store right now, it's full of Harley Quinn t-shirts.
Yeah.
And that Suicide Squad, she had the one outfit the whole movie.
Yeah. And
you saw those T-shirts at every
for
con
years.
you went to, still do. So this one, she has several costume changes. So there's all the this was made for cosplay and different outfit.
Yeah. So this iteration of Birds of Prey is Black Canary, the Huntress, of course. Then
Renee Montoya.
Okay, so is she Detective Renee Montoya, or she's not the question?
So it's Harley Quinn's movie.
Yeah,
she's in every scene, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's 10% of the movie she's not in. So it's not really a team movie.
Okay.
So even branding it Birds of Prey is odd to me.
It should. Yeah, it was like. Yeah. It's
not. Well, there was such talk for a long time about them getting to taking Margot Robbie and the character and doing a Gotham City Sirens movie, and I thought this was going to be the middle piece to how we get to that,
which would have made more sense. If you're starting out, you want Catwoman, Poison Ivy, bigger Batgirl, or whoever. You want a bigger name.
Yeah,
these are characters. Your average person does not know, which doesn't mean that's bad. But
I want to lead with this. If anybody wants to know our thoughts of, I like this better than Bad Boys. I enjoyed this movie. I was not in any hurry to get it out of the theater. It was not, it was what I wanted it to be. How's that? And more really.
So I think if Suicide Squad kind of set the bar for this, and it definitely passed that.
Yeah.
It felt a little like it. It was messy. There was a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, it's a terrible story. The story was nothing.
But it had the action, the colorful sets, and Margot Robbie's terrific. So
the action and the fights in this movie were phenomenal. I thought they were great.
Yeah, I had seen there was a clip going around online, and the caption on it was, I can't remember if a woman wrote the script or had a woman director.
Yeah, the writer, Christina Hodson.
Yeah.
Okay. And director, Kathy Yan.
Okay.
So it's female creative team.
Yeah, basically, and that's what it said. This movie was made by women, and and you watch the clip, and it's like they're in a big fight, and Harley takes a hair tie and hands it to.
That's the moment.
That's one of the first things I wrote down, and I didn't know that it would become a thing. But I thought, wow, because it's how many superhero movies have I seen? I've never seen that before, and it's not a big deal, but it's a big deal. I would never have thought of that.
Yeah.
But
obviously a girl would think of that and write that in the movie, and it gave it that feel of women working together and taking care of each other. Like, hey, you need a hair tie. Here it is. I've got one in my pocket.
It's the most authentic thing I've seen in a movie in quite a while. You don't see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence sharing hair ties.
Right.
But it had the director of John Wick, Chad Stahelski. He came in to help supervise the action, along with the John Wick fight coordinator. So these guys who made John Wick helped coordinate the fight scenes, and you can tell because
it paid off.
It was top notch because these characters, except for Black Canary, they don't have superpowers. So it's not an Avengers movie.
Which was great.
It's not Vision and Wanda, blowing stuff up. But it's like close hand-to-hand combat.
It was fights like John Wick has like serious fights that are ridiculous and unbelievable, but they're realistic. And this, it's cartoon comic fights, but done with that same magnitude. I still, there's so many fight moments in those fights that I could watch all that again.
And there's a cartoonishness to it, but it's R-rated. There's some brutal moments as well. To me, the roller skate scene, there's a car chase with her on roller skates. That's gonna be hard to top this year as far as action pieces.
That and the stuff with the bat.
Yeah, the jailbreak scene.
When she's in, it's not in order. They almost went. I feel like they should have went further with it, but they were trying to play off of her being Harley Quinn, like she's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
And so they're telling the story like she's telling the story, so it's all over the place. And they could have went even further with that, but I don't think you'd have been able to follow the story. So she's kind of all over everywhere. But anything happening in the jail was great.
Yeah, but that scene starts, you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's like 20 minutes later before you realize, oh, okay, that's why. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I thought the plot, whatever, but the idea behind it was strong.
Yeah.
So the word gets out she broke up with the Joker. So now, no one would ever touch her and cross the Joker. So without that, protection, it's open season on anyone she's wronged, or anyone who has a vendetta, or anyone who wants to get back at her. And that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to play out. Oh, she's single and empowered now. Well, there's stakes to that. So I thought, wow, what a great idea. I don't know that it paid off to the fullest extent of that.
Well, I felt like the whole thing with Ewan McGregor was, I feel like the script was originally, that was supposed to be the Joker.
Because he was having a good time.
Yeah, right.
That's probably the most fun he's had in a movie.
So couldn't it have just been like the Joker doing all that to her?
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't know.
Yeah, now that you mention that, wow, okay.
But
because he's Black Mask, who is not an A-list villain by any stretch.
Right. And it's at it's at an amusement park anyway.
But yeah, that color, the stuff Marvel doesn't do well. The set decoration and everything is just colorful and loud and interesting to look at. The DC has always done a little better than Marvel.
Yeah.
One sort of problem I had, not that I don't care whatsoever about changing races of characters, but having Journey Smollett Bell play Black Canary.
Yeah.
One of the very few comic characters with the word black in their name, who's not African American, and they made her black. So when you see her, they call her Black Canary because she's black. It's
right.
like, okay, that's to me, to like an outside audience, Black Panther, Black Lightning, okay, they name all the superheroes after their color. It's like, could we have changed somebody else?
Yeah, I thought I was going to get an answer to our age-old argument.
Right, is she blonde or is she brunette? But it had a ton of pop culture music, and some of it seemed on the nose. It wasn't a lot of deep cuts or anything. But I liked she didn't have to be the good guy. She didn't have to have a change of heart. She was amoral through the whole movie and didn't make all the best choices, but she was still, a protagonist, but not the hero.
Right.
Allowing her
great.
to be.
She was great as that character.
And I don't know it needed the R rating. People are saying that may be what hurt the box office. It wanted to appeal to that younger female crowd, but they're getting carded when they go. So
yeah,
I don't know. It didn't.
I don't know if they'd have made $50 million if they'd have changed it, but they'd have made more probably.
But nothing. There was just nothing R rated in it that I thought had to be in it to maintain.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
You didn't. You could have cleaned it up some. Not that we're not fuddy-duddies.
Right.
We're just saying you could have had a wider audience.
They could have made more money with a PG-13.
Yeah.
But it was trying for those Deadpool vibes of her narrating it.
Because nothing's bloody. It's cartoon violence, most of it.
There's a little bit of gore, but it's not over the top.
Let's shoot colors at people is what she's doing.
But it's just basically the language, and it's like that didn't really add much to it. Where to me, Deadpool, the R-rated stuff, that's a way to...
Deadpool.
That's pushing the superhero stuff. They're like, well, you'll never see this in another superhero movie.
Yeah.
Which this didn't do that. So it didn't... Yeah, Deadpool cut the PG-13, maybe isn't as effective. This one, I think, could have been just as good.
Yeah. You said that before we went in there or whatever, and then after... It's like, I had never even considered that it was, like, comparable to that. So then I was like, oh, well... Yeah, I never even thought of it like that. But yeah, I see what you're saying. How you could think that.
But I enjoyed it. Had strong scenes. We're going to get more Harley. They're filming Suicide Squad 2 as we speak.
Oh, okay.
I just saw some set photos of her in this long red dress. Looked like she was at a wedding or a funeral or something. I was
Who's supposed to be in that? Like, what characters?
There's been a ton. They released a poster and it had like 50 names on
really?
it. So, yeah, there's a bunch of characters.
Wow.
A lot of cameos. People we know just playing.
Well, I like her playing that character.
She could do this for 100 more movies.
If they throw the same talent of choreographing the fights, I'm in, because it's the best thing I've seen this year. I've only seen 4 movies from 2020, but this is number 1 right now.
It's at the top. Oh, right.
Well, I told him going in, this is a 6. It's like it's got a floor of 1 and a ceiling of 7. And I was like, if it's a 6, it's going to be a success. And buddy, I tell you, it was a 6. When it came out, it still was a 6, and I was happy about it.
In a year without a ton of superhero movies that we're looking forward to, it's going to be a hard one to beat for me at this moment.
I agree.
All right, is that it for movies?
I think so.
How about some television?
What in the good Lord is going on?
Nothing. Them just some fellas I play car pranks with.
The worst thing about prison was the Dementors.
Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die.
There are no strings on me.
So if you want to make more money and keep the money that you make, better call Saul. He looks like a panda and a Disney princess had a baby.
Somebody royally forked up. Somebody forked up.
Randall! Okay, see you, Roof!
First, I thought you and the others were gods. Then I realized you're just men. And I know men.
You guys, look at my dirty girl.
Roll on snare drum. Curtain. Good joke.
Speaking of 90s hits, you guys watched the new Party of Five yet?
No. I used to love me some Jennifer Love Hewitt. And some Nev Campbell.
I saw it was on. Like, is that in syndication?
It's
and I
on,
flipped to the info. I'm like, that says it's brand new.
Yeah,
okay.
It's on Freeform. It's a reboot. I really liked this show back in the day when I was, I don't know, like junior.
Matthew Fox, Scott Wolf,
Lacey Chabert.
That's right. She grew up well.
Yeah. So I watched, I think I've watched the first 4 episodes of this, somewhere around there, with the fam, and it's pretty good. It's a nice little twist. Have we talked about this?
Off air.
Just in our messenger, we were there. Said there was a missed opportunity.
So,
in the title department.
Right. Yeah, so the original show, the premise was there was a family, 5 kids from adult to infant. And the parents, I think they were killed in a car crash, if I remember.
Yeah,
whatever.
The parents died.
The parents died.
So Matthew Fox was having to raise them.
Right. And the new premise was the parents don't die. They are immigrants. And they have the family restaurant like in the original show. And ICE raids the restaurant. And they have undocumented workers back in the kitchen waiting tables. And this has happened before apparently. And the parents, the dad tries to, he's worried about his employees, so they usher them out. They're, get out now. ICE comes in and they're like, we're not here for them, we're here for you. Where's your papers? So they end up getting deported, which leaves this family, same premise, from like 24 years old to infant, immigrant family. They're dreamer kids. So they're worrying about their parents are deported to Mexico. Are they going to get deported if DACA is, done away with? It added a little twist to it.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, but it's not bad. The child actors are, they're good enough, and the characters aren't the same. But it's my daughter, who is almost 13, was thoroughly enjoying it. She was getting into it. It's got some emotional parts to it, so if you were a big fan of the original, you might enjoy this one.
But they didn't call it Fiesta del Cinco.
Right.
That would have been awesome.
Which is no bueno. Hey, if you're also 13, you should watch Katy Keene.
Yeah, true.
My mom was Catherine Keene. She was a seamstress. I was named after her. She always used to say, you don't have to be rich to be stylish. We would get inspired by our favorite designers and make our own.
Katie.
Hey, I love you. but
Fashion emergency.
Dress was made for you.
Any luck with a Versace? Perfect fit.
I feel like I'm ready to be Lacey's newest personal shopper.
Prove that you're the creme de la creme of my girls. The personal shopper position is yours.
Oh my God. Josie? Katy Keene. Home sweet home. Hooray! This is our new roommate, Josie.
Welcome to the center of the universe.
We checked out the pilot for the CW Riverdale spinoff.
Yes.
This is a character from Archie Comics history. She was a fashion designer.
Yeah.
So there were several different comics with her name in it.
And this was the show they removed Josie McCoy from Josie and the Pussycats and moved her over to Katy Keene because she is trying to make her dream come true of being a star singer.
So Katy showed up on the 12th episode of this 4th season of Riverdale to kind of introduce her. She was Veronica's friend.
From New York.
So when Josie moves to New York, it's like, oh, any friend of Veronica's a friend of mine. So that kind of gets Josie into it. So stars Lucy Hale as Katy Keene. Lives in New York as a personal shopper at Lacey's department store. So much like Riverdale, it's sticking with those off-brand names.
Veronica brings her Lacey's card.
No mention of high school whatsoever.
Nope.
Josie just moves there, and we don't know if she ever got a diploma, is a dropout.
No idea.
I don't know what, but
doesn't matter.
High school is not important. And somebody asked her if she's worried or something about being scared to move to the big city, and she says, I'm from Riverdale, the murder capital of the world. I'll be fine.
That got a chuckle out of me.
That's pretty good.
So that's really the only tie to Riverdale. It's not like Riverdale. It's not a soap opera, gonzo, nutso murder show.
Not at all.
It's a more of a teen drama.
Although I had it on. My daughter came out of her room down the hallway, looked at it, and she was like, what are you watching? I was, and I explained
nothing, go to your room.
Yeah. I had to explain to her what I was watching. And so she sits down, and there's a scene where Katy Keene comes out, I think it's towards the beginning, and she has like a white blouse on with a cherry, scarf, I guess.
Yeah.
But it looks
she like designs all her own clothes, so her clothes are always kind of...
But it looked like two cherries hanging off a branch or leaf or whatever. And my daughter, Carly's instant, she goes, is she trying to be Cheryl or what? And I was like, nobody can try and be Cheryl Blossom. Thank you very much.
Not in the Barnes house.
No.
She's kind of sweet. She's not a Veronica. She's a little more of a Betty, it seems like. So
minus the serial killer.
Right, yeah, no serial killer genes that we know of. So I'm probably not going to tune in for more. It has a much different tone than Riverdale, so no thanks for my part. But I can see people liking it because it is a group of friends trying to make it in the big city. Her boyfriend is named K.O.
Yeah.
And he's a wannabe boxer.
He's a boxer.
So that we have that familiar.
Can't wait till he fights Archie. Right.
Oh, that's the crossover we need to see. Her boss, Gloria, straight out of Devil Wears Prada, the fashionista. She works with Francois, the designer.
Straight out of Mannequin.
Right. Yeah. Now that you say it, that's yes. Her roommate, Jorge, who is a drag queen.
Yeah.
Who's trying to make it on Broadway. And Pepper, who I don't know. I just wrote down she's British. That's the only character thing I got from her.
She seemed to be the character that had their stuff together.
Yeah, she dropped a bunch of names, all these concerts she's gone to and famous people she hangs out. No, maybe she's not the roommate. She's the rich girl.
Yeah, she doesn't. The other three live there. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then Amanda is the mean girl at work who seems to be kind of out for Katy. So they introduce this young diverse set of friends. So that's the kind of the core cast. And she's not following her. She always wanted to be a fashion designer, but just has settled for less. She hasn't followed her dreams. So this first episode was trying to kick that back into gear and see if she would really, go for her New York dreams.
Sounds like I'm skipping it.
And also Josie going for her dreams. She spends one day looking for a job.
Not even a whole day.
Not a whole day.
Like
just
mid-morning.
Lunch. It's like lunch. Goes for a walk in the park, sings one song
with a busker,
is discovered immediately by a record producer who's dreamy.
Just like that.
Falls in with a record producer, but it falls through and she does not get a record deal.
I couldn't believe it.
On her first day singing one song in a park.
She killed herself?
And it was devastating.
I bet.
So Josie's got to make it from the very bottom of the barrel.
Wow. You guys remember The Good Place?
Yep.
Cliff never watched it, I don't think, but
I didn't.
You didn't either.
Nope.
I did. I watched the first season, really liked it. Had a great twist at the end. Everybody went crazy for it.
How did it rate being in the bumper?
It's got a good bumper, though.
Yeah.
That's good. It's funny.
Life's mysteries.
Anyway, it went 4 seasons. It kind of went downhill for me as far as I was concerned. Because people still went gaga for it.
Yeah, this was a really popular show for it to end already.
I think people just got in the habit of saying it was a great show. It's got a good first season. And then it is fine after that. It's not bad, but I just watched it just kind of because I was watching it, but I never really loved it again. And then I had the last season, the 4th season, set to record. I recorded the whole thing, but never watched it. Well, I binged it a week or so ago because I wanted to see how it ended, and it ended very well. I did like the ending. I was glad I finished it. So if you were, I think it pays off emotionally at the end, and Ted Danson's great and everything. What was horrible was they had an after show because it was so momentous. Seth Meyers hosted this like 20 minutes or whatever after the final episode, and with the cast, and they all sat there, and he did the most awkward thing. It was live, so he had them. He started with what's her face? What is her name?
Kirsten Bell.
Yeah, started with her, I believe, and had her toast one of the other ones on the spot, and then whoever got toasted had to toast someone else randomly until it came back around, until everyone had toasted each other and somebody had to toast her at the end. And it was so cringy. It's like one of those stories, you just hide your face, like you're so embarrassed for all of them to have to make up a toast on the spot. It was crazy.
It's kind of like one of those Trump cabinet meetings where he goes around the room and makes people say what they like.
Yeah. It was so crazy because it got down to, what was it? It's like everybody picked somebody. It came down to Ted Danson, and he's like looking at Kristen Bell, like, and he is not supposed to toast her. He's supposed to toast the other girl that everybody had skipped.
Actors are dumb. They can't follow that.
And Seth Meyers like, you have to toast whatever her name is, and he's like, yeah, okay, you're great. Oh, it's awful. So you should definitely watch that if you get a chance. It was fine. Good place. I'm glad they wrapped it up. Didn't keep going, and it didn't need to go any further. They had went every convoluted direction they could.
Another spiritual show is back for a 2nd season. Miracle Workers on TBS.
Is that the Simon Rich?
This was the Simon Rich show. The first season had Daniel Radcliffe. Steve Buscemi was God. So this was like Heaven as a corporation. He was an absent-minded CEO of Heaven. Daniel Radcliffe worked in the basement at the lowest rungs. Just kind of a wacky comedy. So season 2 is The Dark Ages. So it's all the same cast, but a completely different story.
I didn't realize it was the same thing. I was just getting ready to say Daniel Radcliffe's on another show.
Yeah. So the same characters, but Daniel Radcliffe's the prince. So he's kind of the dopey, effeminate prince to a warlord king who wants him to be a warrior, and he just wants to play with ducks in the yard. And so Steve Buscemi is like, he shovels manure out on the sidewalks and is just thrilled to have a job. So it's completely different, but it's that same ensemble and same kind of tone to it, very wacky. And it has Keith from Righteous Gemstones. Keith is a supporting character.
Yeah. There's another actress in that too. I think I saw her on the commercial. Her name, she's British. Her name is Lolly Adolph something.
Yes,
I don't know. But she's also in Shrill.
Aidy Bryant.
Yeah, and I watched season 2 of that, which I think was 6 episodes. Very much the similar to season 1, but it's not bad. It definitely has some good stuff to it. I wish it was a little better, but it's a quick season. Good people you haven't seen for a while. And I know last time we were talking about season 1, we couldn't remember her name. Julia
Sweeney.
Yes. So
tip of my tongue.
Yeah, mine too. Julia Sweeney plays her mom, and she got more screen time in this, and dealing with her father is played by Daniel Stern, and he has cancer or something, and there's some good stuff there, and some background on her mom and their relationship, because it's a very troubled relationship, which is probably the most realistic thing on the show. But some good stuff in there. Season 2, if you like season 1, you'll probably really like season 2 also. So just a continuation. Got a little surprise ending to it this year. So
watch some HBO. What's about 6 episodes into The Outsider, based off that Stephen King book. It's very dark, creepy, and we'll wait to see how it ends, whether it was good or not. I'm undecided.
I've enjoyed it, but I'm not. Yeah, it hasn't.
I'm not lost in it.
Yeah.
Also, new season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it's good. I was like, Nick's watching it now. He came in and watched it, and he's like, he liked watching Seinfeld, and I did a rewatch a few years ago, and then he really likes Larry David. Like, he's just discovering Larry David, and so he was like, I may go back and watch all of Curb. I was like, good luck, but I do like it. We're enjoying it. And then the other thing is that new, I guess, true crime thing, McMillions, they're doing about the McDonald's lottery. We didn't talk about this yet, did we?
No, but I did stop there tonight and get McDonald's because I had been thinking about it since I watched the first episode.
Like literally 5 minutes of the first episode, I went down the hill to McDonald's and got food right after that episode.
Because I thought, do they have to get approval from McDonald's to use all these logos and all these commercials? I was like, no, McDonald's should be happy because it's showing all those delicious golden fries.
It's working. I went and got McDonald's. But anyway, they're talking about the whole monopoly thing, fiasco with.
Which is that common knowledge? Did everyone know there was something?
I think people knew that there was something went on, but no, I never got all these details.
I did not know anything about it. I mean, of course, I remember the Monopoly game for years and years.
The biggest thing they did.
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Whatever the percentage they said, the sales went up. I forget, a ridiculous percentage when that game was going on. So.
Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty good. It's supposed to be 6 episodes, so 6 hours long or whatever. I've seen 2. You said you saw 1 episode of it. I feel like it doesn't need it. They could have done this in a movie or whatever of it or something, but I'll be tuning in. We liked it. I thought the second episode was better than the first. The FBI is like ridiculous when you watch the FBI doing their stuff. Like whatever role that they have of footage where they make up stuff or whatever, like their dry erase board is like, who could it be? Is that how the FBI works? Are they just like, is it the Hamburglar? It's just terrible stuff on there.
And that one guy wants to be a star.
Oh my god,
he's hamming it up so much.
He's
hamburgering it up a lot.
He's a bit much, but anyway, it's good. I like that kind of stuff. I'm surprised you're watching it. It's true crime.
Well, now I'm thinking another wasted opportunity for a true crime show. It should have been Don't F with Ronald.
yeah. Don't F with clowns. Anyway, it's pretty good. Check it out.
Have you guys watched any of that? Speaking of HBO, have you watched any of that Avenue 5?
No.
I watched the first couple.
I watched the first one.
I'm not quite on the wavelength yet. Yeah. I don't think it's bad.
I usually hate stuff like that. So far I haven't heard anything great about it. So.
Well, the only reason I did watch it was because
you're a Josh Gad lover.
Josh Gad, Zach Woods, who is great, and Hugh Laurie. And what's his name from The Office?
Zach Woods?
Yeah, I think he's
the other Office, the The manager, Michael, always bothered.
The manager, Michael, always bothered.
I can only think of Charles. It's not Charles. It's David Wallace.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I watched that first episode and it barely held my attention. So it's if you don't know, it's like a space cruise ship, and they get knocked off course, and the guy who pretty much runs the whole operation gets killed, and the pretend captain, who is just a corporate puppet there to smile and greet guests, everybody kind of finds out he's a big fraud.
But Hugh Laurie's very good.
Yeah.
The creator of that created Veep, which everyone says was the best show of the decade. So everyone but us. But so there's pedigree there. It should be better. So I keep watching it, hoping it clicks for me. But
good.
It just hasn't yet.
Last thing I have on TV is, I told you I was excited for Survivor, and this week was the premiere of Winners at War. Like I said,
season 47?
No, season 40.
Oh, 4. I see. I tried to pick the highest number I could think of. That's something ridiculous.
It's been 20 years.
And 47 is the highest number I can think of.
I've always said, if we could just count to 50, think where we'd be.
We just did episode 200.
Anyway, Winners at War. So 20 winners on the island. That's
gonna suck to be the first one off.
Yeah.
After being a winner.
Well, they're doing there's several different formats. They always change the rules every year to some different way, just change things up slightly, and they're kind of repeating one thing they did, Edge of Extinction Island, where so if someone does get voted off, they go to another island. Still have an impact on a guy came back and won from that island a couple years ago, so there is a chance of being able to pull that off, and you have some impact on the game this time with some things they're doing, which whatever. But see, it really pays off to have watched every season of a show and seen all the winners, and then now they're playing against each other. It's, when you guys came here tonight, I was watching it again because I really enjoyed it. It was great. What was the best part about it was, you've all heard of Boston Rob, I assume. I think I talked about this before. But on this episode that just aired, you see why he is great. And like, I got one guy is just a random winner. There's a few people that won their season, but they've only played one season and they beat these people, but they're not people that have played multiple times like him. And he's just like standing there with a group of them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we gotta vote out Boston Rob. He's been here a million times and he's great." And he's talking. He's like, it shows him in the very next scene walking down the beach with Boston Rob. The guy's like, and Boston Rob's like, "Hey, you heard anybody talking about me?" Yeah. He's like, "What are they saying?" "Well, I don't know." He's like, "I don't feel like I can trust you." What? He's like, "Well, it was one of the girls." "Now, boy, so you're not going to tell me, are you?" And the guy just freaks out. He's like, "I just spilled my guts." He's like, "I can't compete with this guy." He just tells him everything. It's like, it's amazing to watch the people that know what they're doing work and push these people around. I love it. Love it. Inject it into my veins. So good.
There's something very important I forgot to tell you.
Sorry.
We're ready.
Trigger happy.
We're ready. Go for it.
There's something very important I forgot to tell you.
What?
Don't cross the streams.
Islands in the stream, that is what we are.
Cross the streams.
Real quick, streaming. I think the only thing I wanted to mention, we've been doing all these special episodes and stuff lately. I haven't had the chance, but you mentioned it today. Harley Quinn, the animated series on DC Universe. Apparently,
everyone coming in the store is just over the moon for this show.
Yeah, I watched the first 4 or 5. It's good. I like it. Kaylee Coco does Harley's voice or whatever. She's fine. I mean, she sounds like Penny from Big Bang Theory, because she is.
But 4-letter words.
A lot of language. It's not made for kids, but I wish it was. I really, really do. Like if they could have just toned it down just a little bit, because the story it's good, and her relation. I love Poison Ivy in this cartoon. Just she's not about that life. Is trying to.
Why didn't they do a DC superhero girl thing or whatever? I mean, these are the characters right from that cartoony.
Yeah,
I just don't know what I'm talking about, I guess. But then they make dolls and all this stuff, and we thought it was going to be something. It was like, why don't you make a kids cartoon of that? Or did they?
They were like shorter little things, I think, for YouTube or some streaming.
They were, I know what. I can't think of the name of what that
Superhero Girls.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they had books and dolls, and there was a little cartoon shorts.
I thought they would do a bigger thing like that. I thought people were fans of that.
Everything's for adults now. We can't have kids enjoying this.
Right. Good. Screw kids. But they'll grow up eventually.
But I do like it, and her, the main, at least through the first few episodes, it's just her trying to she wants to be a legitimate villain. She wants to be in the Legion of Doom, and it's a very boys only club, and the Joker wants to, make sure, even though they're broken up, that, she's beneath his boot, and women can't do this and women can't do that. And she goes out and gets stirs up her own gang members, which are ridiculous, Clayface and Ivy, and it's funny.
Yeah, it's very zany and over the top. The jokes are really fast.
Right.
But there's a little more. Like I said, the girl power stuff.
There's a underlying message.
I actually got to see the first one. TBS did a preview some Saturday. They did a whole DC movie marathon. They played a couple Batman movies and Suicide Squad, and at the end they played the first episode. I think it was edited for TV.
Okay, yeah.
So I got to see the first one and get the flavor of it, and it seemed pretty good. I don't know that I was subscribed to an extra streaming service
not just for
to watch it, but.
No. Well, I would subscribe to it for Doom Patrol, but not for Harley Quinn. So, okay. Let's hear it.
You don't want to like this because I like it.
No, I don't know anything about it.
Well, let me go through. I had Netflix for January.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. He
crammed it in.
So I had 1 month of Netflix, and I'm embarrassed how much stuff I have written down.
Oh, my gosh.
But I got my $10 worth. Because I wanted to watch the show we're going to talk about at the end. I wanted to watch all the movies I could that were up for Oscars and get all that. So I thought 1 month, let's go for it. Let's binge race through these suckers. So I watched several of the stand-up comedy specials. I can put those on at work and listen to those. Watched John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch was terrific. Dave Chappelle's newest one. Liza Schlesinger, Nikki Glazer, Seth Meyers, Michelle Wolf. And my favorite was the Mike Birbiglia.
I watched that.
Called The New One.
Yeah, that was good.
I love his comedy.
Because he tells stories.
He's a storyteller. Yeah,
like
it was an hour and a half. It was like a Broadway show.
My favorite one is My Girlfriend's Boyfriend. I love that story.
So he is great, and that one was about him not wanting to have kids, and then him and his wife getting pregnant and dealing with childbirth and newborn. So it's just him talking about his life, and I love it. I got through a couple of movies. We talked about several of them on the Poobah show, so I'll skip them. But Short Term 12 was like leaving Netflix that week, so I hurried up and watched it. So it's not on there anymore, so it's not important. But this was the one that put
Brie Larson
on the map.
Lakeith Stanfield.
And it was Lakeith Stanfield's first movie. It had Rami Malek before he was anybody. Stephanie Beatrice from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So a star-studded cast who were all nobodies when this was made. A terrific movie about a home for troubled youth and the kind of the people who help them out who have troubles of their own. So very strong movie. I watched Between Two Ferns, the Galifianakis movie. Irishman, Dolomite Is My Name. A couple of made-for-Netflix movies. In the Tall Grass, the one based on the Stephen King and Joe Hill story, the horror story. Six Underground, the Michael Bay movie that was terrible. I rewatched Snowpiercer because old Bong Joon-ho was trending, and it was snowing that day.
Right,
so I was like, gotta watch the Snowpiercer. I hadn't watched it for years. So and there's a show coming out. They're doing a series based on it, so I wanted to refresh my memory. It Comes at Night.
Yeah,
horror movie.
I watched that years ago because people thought it was a horror movie.
Not really a horror, but
people were disappointed because they thought it was a horror movie, and it's not that kind of movie.
I saw some reviews that loved it, and I saw some that hated it. I think horror fans hated it, but it was that A24 studio. I'll give anything from theirs a chance.
Yeah.
Very strong indie stuff.
Riley Keough, right?
Yes, a little bit of Riley Keough. Odd, not the best movie I've seen, but I thought it was worth watching.
Yeah, I liked it.
There's an unspecified plague, and it's a post-apocalyptic world. We don't really know what's going on, but it's a family trying to keep themselves together, and this paranoia that sets in.
It is definitely a paranoia movie.
Just came out on Netflix. Good Time from the Safdie brothers, who just made Uncut Gems, put them on the mainstream map. So this was the Rob Pattinson movie that they made a couple years ago. Had that same kind of pulse pounding propulsion of just a crime movie that just goes. Robs a bank and has to deal with the consequences. And American Factory, the documentary we talked about, I loved. I got through it before I knew it was one of the Obama produced movies. I didn't realize till Netflix gives you 5 seconds before it jumps to a conversation with the Obamas. Sit down and talk to
you. You could stop it from doing that.
Yeah,
now.
I did. I finally did, and then canceled Netflix. All right, so there's the movies I got through. And then I also watched the series, Glow Season 3.
It's better than Season 2.
Really good.
Yeah, it was good.
I liked it.
I kind of, Season 2 was so I wasn't really hyped. I'm like, okay, I'll get through this real fast because I don't really care about it. Mm-hmm. And by the end of it, I'm all in on Glow. That was really well made.
Yeah.
Disenchantment Season 2, which is the Matt Groening movie, Simpsons, Futurama, or series, animated series, kind of the fantasy with elves and demons and all kinds of stuff. Again, not the best. It's not Futurama level, but I still enjoy it. What Did Jack Do?
I watched that. Yeah, that's good.
I don't know what I'd watch. I'm not a David Lynch fan.
I was like, Doolittle's weird, man.
I get it. I get if you like him, but it's just not for me. So it's this David Lynch as a hard-boiled detective interviewing a monkey in a suit.
Yeah.
Who he thinks murdered somebody or
chickens. Right?
Chicken. Charles Chicken.
Yeah. He's got because I remember the monkey's like, oh, you get your hands up under them feathers and those full breasts. I was like, what is happening? He's like, I know why that chicken crossed the road.
So it was 20 minutes long or something.
17 minutes. It's worth that.
It's odd.
But it's totally odd, but that was the joy of it. I'm not a big Lynch fan either.
Yeah. Unbelievable was unbelievably good. Put that on the box.
I don't remember. I know the name. What was that?
This was the girl was raped.
Oh yeah.
And then
I
told
like
the
that
story.
Show. Yeah.
And then
very good.
People didn't believe her, so she changed her story. This was Merritt Weaver, Toni Collette,
the girl from Patty Cakes. Girl from Patty Cakes is in it. I remember that's a show about the rapper girl a few years ago.
Oh, she was one of the victims?
Yeah, she was the heavier girl with the blonde hair.
Oh, I didn't know.
Patty Cakes.
I also had Caitlin Dever as the young girl.
Yeah.
Just a heartbreaking movie.
Yeah,
there was a little bit of hey, let's stop and explain things. Did you know 41% of policemen are convicted of domestic battery?
It had a little bit of that.
Yeah, and it also had that character who was the intern at the police station, so they could say, "Oh, the reason we run fingerprints is to do that," so they could explain what's going on to the guy, so it wasn't a little overhead. But just heartbreaking and terrific performances. You said Merritt Weaver, Toni Collette's wonderful, but Merritt Weaver is just otherworldly.
Yes.
She's just she has this calm
calm
that is just
that was what was amazing to me about that. I was like, is this just, it's so crazy, just the way her demeanor through the whole thing. It's just she's so comforting, you know. She was great in that. And is the first time we saw her was Walking Dead? Is that it? She was Denise.
She had done a couple other things. She was on New Girl. She was Schmidt's ex-girlfriend.
Oh, I don't remember
She was
that.
on. Really, she was something.
I just know her Marriage Story and this, and I don't know. She's good.
Mm-hmm. Then I had to go through Master of None because Cliff deemed it worthy of the top 10, and I had to see for myself.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Do you want to go learn how to make pasta?
I want to wear that shirt. I want to wear that shirt that says I want pasta. But it was just a cool. Each episode was like a short film.
Thanksgiving episode's famous.
That wrecked me.
Yeah, I didn't mention it before. I was like, he'll discover the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, I was running against the clock because I needed to cancel Netflix. I still had like 4 episodes to go. And that's one of the last episodes they made. So I binged through it way too fast. I'm like, I need a minute here. I need to compose myself. But I had to go on to the next one. But yeah, Aziz Ansari is terrific. The ensemble cast is good. I'm not a fan of Eric Wareheim, Tim and Eric.
Yeah, really.
The Adult Swim guys.
Yeah.
I can't do their comedy.
Uh-huh.
But he's okay in this. He didn't bother me in this. But that sort of, hey Captain, what do you think? It's normally like just grating to me. But like I don't know, with playing off Ansari, it worked for some reason. Yeah. I don't know. It was.
I've never watched that Tim and Eric, but I thought he was good in this.
So yeah, just top 10. I will put my stamp on it.
Oh, there it is.
Terrific. Only 2 seasons. It ended. I feel like they were gonna make more or wanted to make more.
Yeah. It was unfortunate timing,
and it was a little odd. They ended with a story about his co-star gets Me Too'd.
Yeah.
And kind of wrecks the agreement. But yeah, Bobby Cannavale was good. Then the reason I got Netflix at this particular time of the year, I had to watch Locke and Key.
Hey, check it out. We're here.
Welcome to Key House.
I could never get your father to talk about his life here. My kids need a home.
Does it have to be this home?
Hello? Are you my echo?
Yes. Key House is filled with amazing keys. Listen for them. They whisper. You heard that?
This isn't a game. We don't know what these keys unlock.
You woke me up. You have no idea what's coming.
There is a crazy evil thing who wants these keys. These aren't toys. They're weapons.
These keys, they're our legacy. There's something that connects us with Dad.
The past is always with us. You can try and run away. But it's always there. Whatever you think you understand about those keys, you don't.
Yep, Dad, what's that?
If you've been anywhere near our Facebook in the last 3 months, you may have seen
Locke
a post
and Key
or two.
threw up on our Facebook page.
Every 2 hours, Seth reminds you to watch Locke and Key.
Yeah.
But it was neat. You went through and showed all the covers. You don't always see the actual covers of every issue. So it was neat going through.
I felt like I wasn't spoiling too much that way. I was like, I can just show the covers of the issues. You're not really going to get the story. And, just like a little way to count down to the series coming out. I have no idea. I did not know whether the series would be any good at all.
But you sure hyped it.
Oh, yeah.
So the hype was real. The hopes were high.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was very happy with it. It's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's every review of it is, I think, one guy. There's always one guy, and I don't think it's like perfection, but it's every review is positive about it, so I'm happy with that. I was telling you, I think I don't want it to be the next Stranger Things or whatever, because TV ruined Walking Dead for me. I mean, I still liked the comic series, but I pretty much hated that show by the end, and it's not even over yet. It ended for me. It ended for me, and it's just like, I don't want this to ruin my favorite comic. So, but I was definitely pleasantly surprised, and I don't care if anybody loves it, but I do need a second season because I did enjoy the first. So.
Yeah, it's still fairly new. People are still discovering it, I'm sure, so we won't give any real spoilers. But
they don't. Netflix doesn't say whether they're going to renew anything until 30 days after, so we'll see whether it does good enough. Like I said, it got good reviews, so I'm hoping it.
But I haven't seen, especially being based on a comic. It's always not Stranger Things level of hype and response. But it doesn't seem to even be like Umbrella Academy or some of these others where people would come in like, oh, have you seen that yet? Or they want to check out the comic. I put one up on display to kind of remind people that it exists. But I haven't heard the rumbling that some of these shows.
I'm surprised because it's got everything I think it's still bingeable. It's not like this heavy story. I mean, I don't think it's some keys and a house and magic things happen. It's like, I would think that I put on there, Carly, this one's okay. Like, I don't know whether I don't know whether she'd like it or not, but it's like, I feel like people like that. And I follow Locke and Key on Twitter, so I see a lot of comments and everybody's like, I never even heard of this. And because they retweet all these people and it's like, I love it, I'm binging it, but the mainstream, I haven't heard much about it. But
yeah, that I didn't even think about that, but that is interesting because like when the Umbrella Academy came out, like there was no buzz or anything going on for it, but it picked up pretty immediate, where I heard people talking about it like they discovered this amazing thing. And
well, it's right there. It's got good reviews. I liked it. I think Joe Hill called it kind of a Rubik's Cube of the books. They took everything and kind of just mixed it up.
So there are 6 volumes of trade paperbacks, right?
Right.
And I thought I was going to try to read them all before. Didn't have a chance. Too busy watching Netflix. But I thought, I read the first couple, I'll be safe from spoilers. I got through the first 3 and still had not.
And they claim that it's a mix of the first 3. It's not. It's a mix.
There's a lot of elements that the book takes more time getting to. The show just went ahead and threw them in. I don't know if that's better or worse, but it's just different.
It definitely made it. It's no shortage of things happening.
Yes,
because they threw everything in there.
I don't want to say convoluted, but it's very dense.
Yeah.
But also fun. Like it's things just the book's the same way. Like there'll be one page where squirrels are attacking or whatever. Like, well, we don't get any explanation of that, but it was fun.
There's the cast is great. All the kids are cast great. If you read the comics, these kids are brought to life, and they've changed things about the story, but nothing all still good. I enjoyed the show immensely. I binged it all one day. I was like,
do you think it's gotten out? Do people even know what it is? Like, because it kind of looks like a haunted house show. Yeah. It kind of looks like Stranger Things. It kind of looks like a couple things.
I don't know whether I was saying I think they need to push more who made it or something. Yeah. That it's Stephen King's son. I don't know what they have to do to sell it, but I can't understand why it's not bigger. It could be. It could. It's one of those things. You never know what it takes to sell something. It took them this long to make the show, but
they made you wait a long time to see Joe Hill's cameo.
Yeah,
and then it's
the exact same cameo as the comic. In the comic, he and
drew him in there.
He and Gabriel Rodriguez do the exact same characters.
So the artist and writer both had a cameo in the same scene. Tom Savini had a cameo.
Yep.
Odd, but cool.
But
I was thinking, like, wow, they got Tom Savini. I was like, oh, he's probably friends with his dad. Like, it's not a big get for the Stephen King bloodline.
Yep. But anyway, I recommend it. Obviously, I've done all I can do to sell it. I don't have any. I'm not out there like retweeting people every day anymore or anything. It's like I've done all I can. If you don't want to watch it to spite me or something, well, project succeeded. But it's good. It's good. It's worth checking out.
I watched it faster than I normally do shows, and I don't feel it hurt. Like it was zippy, and it was quick, and it was fun.
It's totally bingeable.
Yeah.
And like I said, Cliff, I don't know whether you'd like it, but I would think somebody Carly's age would like it.
Yeah, probably. We just don't have Netflix right now.
Oh, you don't?
We haven't had Netflix since the day Disney Plus came out.
This is a Disney family.
The deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, if there's nothing else on the flicks, check it out.
And yeah, I totally I don't care. Like I said, I don't want it to be huge, but I do want a second season. So
you're not asking for much.
Right. I just want a second season. Just let it play. Turn on, let it play.
Although I do that for Legends of Tomorrow. I always, even if I've seen it on the air, I'll click on the app and let it play, just so they register someone's out there watching Legends of Tomorrow. Yeah. So it's not a crazy thing to think.
Yeah, I think they changed up the story some and made it so they've got this cliffhanger thing set up the second season in a good way that I was, surprised by, because it wasn't the story that I knew it to be. So I'm excited to see where they go with it. And they did leave out two things that were the most obvious things to me, what would be left for the second season. So I'm excited to see those come to life, because so many things did come to life in the first season that was a joy to see, and so I'm excited to get more of that.
So let us know if you've watched it or if you've read the books, what your opinions are. We'd love an outside opinion, or if you haven't read the books, if you think the show is good without knowing the source material.
I think it works without knowing the source material. Yeah, you could totally watch this and never read the books and get the same joy out of it. There's a lot of people falling in love with it, but like I said, not the mass audience.
So again, we've mentioned a few times we've been really caught up lately on end of the year stuff, end of the decade stuff, award show stuff, anniversary stuff. So I'm sure we've let some stuff slide. What have we been missing? Or is there a show that's out there we haven't seen yet or haven't talked about? We haven't talked comics in a long time. Yeah. We haven't talked gaming in a long time. So is there some story out there you want us to cover, please let us know.
I've been playing games, just haven't talked about them.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to get back on pace and catch up on all this stuff that we're missing. But
we got a whole year ahead of us.
Yeah, you're stuck with us. So at least episode 300. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. Check out our Facebook page. Tweet at us. Give us some ratings of stars. Do they still do that? The stars?
Yeah, sure.
5 of them, right?
Yeah.
Is it still 5?
5.
That's good. 5's good.
Stars.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for listening. My name is Jordan Lowe.
I'm Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Bye forever.
Aloha.
Yeah.
Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com.